And hello again, everyone. Welcome into this week's edition of Panther Pride here on TV 24. Mickey Shadrick's joined by Wellborn head coach Jeff Smith. And Coach, a lot to be proud about.
Yes,
Last Friday night, you put a wrap on your 2015 regular season. Hard to say that already. It's just flown by. It's a wrap for you because you're off this week on the final week of regular season play before you begin your playoff matchup with Lauderdale County, which we'll talk a lot about on this week's show. But first, let me just start off by congratulating you on an outstanding season. 7th year in a row under your direction that Wellborn has made it to the postseason. Talk about another year for Wellborn football headed in the right direction.
Well, I'm just so proud of them. You know, going into this game, we told the kids we didn't want to talk about playoffs. All we want to do is focus on this week's opponent and focus on ourselves. And we really, you know, we had that loss against Piedmont. When you have a loss like that, it's hard to get the team back focused up and playing good again after something like that. But we did it, you know, and I'm so proud of the kids for that. They focus on themselves, getting back to playing team football, and we went out there against an Ohatchee, and a good Ohatchee team that's very improved, and, you know, played very well together and executed, you know, fabulously, and I just couldn't be prouder of them right now.
Yeah, you knocked off Ohatchee. 42-14 was the final score. Which basically secured your third spot in 3A Region 6. You rolled up the yardage in this game, too. You had over 400 yards of offense in this game. That's the 5th time this year that you've reached that mark. Talk about the performance from your offense.
Well, you know, the thing that we love about our offense, you can take smaller guys, especially in the offensive line, and win with them because there's so much misdirection, and we've got a good many backs. And it's a fullback offense, and you can get away with smaller offensive linemen, and you can get different people to football, and you can get things that this play may not work, but the counter off of it will work, and it just, you know, it really suits our personnel real well.
All right, we'll take a break, come back with all the highlights from the game with Ohatchee as we continue on this week's edition of Panther Pride. On Panther Pride, Wellborn taking the field for the last time in the regular season, playing host to your old team, Ohatchee.
That's right. It was senior night, and we came out there the first 5 minutes of the game like we tried to preach, and really had a good first drive, and took it down and scored, and really started the game off strong. So Jordan Montgomery go in for the touchdown there. Here we get the ball back right here. Did a nice pass to Jalen Booker. That was Austin McQueen, who's a sophomore, throwing to Jalen Booker, who's a sophomore.
He's had a great football.
He has. And you know what? The thing with Austin is he played his best game of the year this last game. He's really, from the jamboree to now, really improved a lot, really grew up a lot. So we start the game out 14-0, but again, Ohatchee's much improved, and they really did a good job as far as their blocking and running the football. This is a player, Austin Tucker, right there. He's just a junior himself right there, and he did a really good job in the game. So they come with, you know, within 7 of us. But the good thing is, and we came back and we answered, and you see DJ Roden running hard there, and then right here we got Kid Harris, who's another sophomore right there, makes a good run here. And, you know, the future's bright. We've got a lot of good young guys that are coming back. Here again, misdirection offense right there, and DJ has the ball, and Jordan Montgomery had an outstanding fake, and so did Austin McQueen. And here we take it in there and score and kick our extra point, and went up 21-14. I also like to mention Jordan Montgomery was our kicked extra points for us and went 6 for 6. Now Ohatchee comes back and they answer. Again, you know, they're playing hard. Really got better as the year went. Probably one of the most improved teams in our region this year. And here made a nice catch right here. That's Blade Crump, whose dad used to be the coach at Ohatchee. And here, this was a crazy play here. They had a snap. Snap was earlier, and everybody just kind of stood there, and the quarterback got the ball and had like a nice 20-yard run and got inside the red zone here for him. Here again, they executed well, and the quarterback Eubanks gets in the end zone. So it's 21-14. Now we come out here Those last 30 seconds, you see Kadarius Moore. I think if he kept his footing right there, he could have got down the sideline. Here, Austin McQueen comes out here. We're trying to cement a 2-minute drill right here, and Montgomery makes an outstanding catch here. And we threw another pass right before the half, but it was incomplete, so we go in at halftime 21-14.
All right, once again, Panthers off to a quick start. You know, Coach, you've done this several times this year where seemed like we've seen that 14-0 score in a lot of your games.
Right.
They did come back and score a couple, but as we'll see in the second half, they would score no more. Your defense really took over in the second half.
Well, you know, we preach to our kids the first 5 minutes of the game, the 5 minutes before the half ends, the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and the last 5 minutes of the game. We think those are 4 critical points in a football game that you've got to really be playing at your best. And our kids have really bought into that, and we really seem like we do turn it up during those times. Halftime, you know, our coaches, you know, we get our coaches down from the press box. We meet, we get the kids settled down right there and go ahead and take care of them as far as getting their water and feeding them or whatever we need to do at halftime. And then we go in there and we see what's happening to us, and then we've been able to make good adjustments, and we've been able to do that all year, so it's helped us a lot.
You mentioned that play earlier, that misdirection play. It's almost hard to know who has the football, and it seems like the way that you guys attack the line of scrimmage offensively with so much speed and precision, this offense seems to be a well-oiled machine right now, Coach.
Well, the reason I like it so well is it fits your personnel. You know, you can be the offense that we have. We can be more ground and pound if we have to, or we can hide the ball more from you, and also we can throw the football out of it. So, I mean, it's very multiple as far as fitting your people. You know, I think that's what you've got to do as a high school coach. You're not going to always have the big guys every year. You might not have all the fast guys. So you've got to adapt your offense to your people, and we've been able to do that.
All right, we've got second half highlights on the way. Also a look ahead to the first round playoff matchup for the Wellborn Panthers. Much more on the way, but first, as we go to break, a look at the Wellborn High School marching band from last Friday night. And we continue now with Panther Pride. Wellborn with a 21-14 lead heading into the second half, Coach.
They received the opening kickoff and start the third quarter, and they came out and had a nice drive here. But you know, we stayed patient. You know, when you play a team like that, they're going to make some first downs, and what you got to do is let them keep snapping the football, and then they'll make a mistake, and that's exactly what happened. And when they did, and we were able to take advantage of it, this is a halfback pass. That's one of the prettiest passes I've ever seen. We threw the ball there, and that ball hung up in the air real well, and it just looked good. Here we went a toss, and the lineman got out in front of it, made it look good. Here we ran a quarterback sneak, and again looked well. Here comes a back in here, and ends up scoring a touchdown here. So that put us up by 2 scores on them right there. So the offense that O'Hatchie runs now, they're going to have to answer it now, and then again. We were able to create a turnover and get the football, and then, of course, now we were able to go on and score here on this drive here. You see DJ Roden, boy, he was running hard. Had over 100 yards rushing again, just getting those tough yards for us right here. And then this is a good run right here that Montgomery makes right here, just will not be denied. And that put us up by 3 scores right there. Now, O'Hatchie's going to have to do some stuff that they're not comfortable doing. And that plays more into our hands. And here they throw the football here, and the guy got behind us a little bit here on the spring out pass. Here now they're trying to throw again. Kane Pitts makes a good sack here. I tell you what, he played an outstanding football game. We asked him to do a lot in that game. There was going to be some tough things, and he was able to do it. Pat Harris again made a nice run here. Again, here comes Montgomery on this play here. This is getting the first down. We're trying to run the clock out. Here comes DJ again. He runs it hard and gets it back put us up 42-14, and now we was able to play some guys that normally don't get to play in the game right there and get some guys in. And they did the same thing. They put in their second backfield here, and now we're trying to get substitute, get some people in there. And here we got our young guys in here, trying to let them run the football here. Javion Thomas here is a sophomore, plays on some of those special teams. He's an up and comer. There's Coach Martin, Scott Martin. I think he's done an outstanding job, and they've really improved this year and playing good football.
And there you see the final score. Wellborn wins it going away 42-14. Panthers wrap up again their regular season with 3A Region 6 victory over Ohatchee. Coach, obviously this is a time of week each show where we show the individual player awards from Friday night's win over Ohatchee. So let's go ahead and go through those this week.
Well, again, Jake Thrasher was a scrambler. I think he's won it every time but twice this year. We had 2 pancake blocks. Was Jamisio Elson, DJ Roden tied. Racehorse was DJ Roden, again, we're over 100 yards rushing. Our meanest Panther was Jordan Montgomery. He made 17 tackles in this game. Our Big Hog Award winner was Jake Thrasher, who made 10 tackles and got the best, the best D-line and linebacker grade. Hardest hit was Jamisio Elson, which was his pancake block, and it was a blow-up lick. Our head hunter, like I mentioned earlier, was Jordan Montgomery with 17 tackles. 12th man was Jordan Montgomery with 6 for 6 with extra points and had some good kickoffs. Offensive player of the week was Austin McQueen this week. He graded an 89% at quarterback, and again, he played his best football game of the year this last regular season game. And then Kane Pitts was our defensive player of the week right there. We asked him to play an old style technique that you don't see people play much anymore. We used to play an old split. And he did an outstanding job. It basically had to stand up on the tight end and take on the tight end every play. And with their offense right there, their tight end's such a key to it. He was able to do it and do it very well for us right there, and also make 10 tackles, including doing that job.
All right, congratulations to those young men for their performance in the win over Ohatchee. Coach, we'll talk about the first-round playoff opponent later in the program, but I want to ask you before we go to break, here you sit now with an open week on the last week of the regular season. And so you've got a couple of weeks before your first-round playoff game. Is that an advantage for you? You like the way the schedule laid out?
Definitely. And what we're going to be able to do is this. We're going to come in tomorrow morning, watch our films, go ahead and condition them, and then give them Monday afternoon off. Then we're going to practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, bring them back in Friday morning, watch film, condition, and then give them Friday afternoon off. So they'll get 2 3-day weekends. So any of these bumps and bruises that we got, we can heal them up before the first round. And I think that's very important, especially this time of the year. But I want to say this too. We've had so many people that's helped us. And, these 7 years that we've had, or 7 seasons we've had right here where we've won these games and made the playoffs and everything, there's so many people contributed to it. And, we can't tell them enough thank yous. And it's been a very conscious team effort for this to happen. There's a saying that's in the lunchroom at Wellborn right now. It says, there's no I in Wellborn, but there's a we in Wellborn, and we are the Panthers. And I saw that Friday at our pregame meal, and I mentioned that to the kids, and I just think that it really kind of sums us up.
All right, very well said. We'll take a break, and when we come back, got a couple of very special guests join us on Panther Pride. You don't want to miss this. Stay with us. And welcome back to Panther Pride. This will be our final show of the season, so we've got a couple of very special guests joining us now, and these are the 2 sons of Wellborn head coach Jeff Smith. Right to my immediate right is Jet Smith. He is a 7th grader, played on the junior high football team for Wellborn, a junior high team that went 7-1 this season. So that's good news for the future of the Wellborn football program. Then to my far right, a young man by the name of Judd Smith, who was a 4-year starter for his dad at Wellborn, finished up, graduated from Wellborn in 2013, is currently a coach on the junior high teams, a student at JSU, doing his student coaching at Wellborn. So very happy to have Coach Smith's 2 sons here with us on Panther Pride. So guys, let's jump right in. Judd, let me start with you. I know I got to watch you play at Wellborn for a number of years, had a great high school career. Now you're working with your dad coaching. What are your future plans? Is this a career path that you intend to stay on?
It is. Really, since I started playing high school, my dad was one of the biggest impacts in my life, and along with two other coaches, Coach Russell and Coach Angle. And them three are the reason why I wanted to go into coaching. So they were big impacts on me. And I just feel like the best way I can help people is through coaching. So that's what I decided I wanted to do. And I really enjoyed coaching the junior high team this year. It's a very good group, had a lot of fun, and I'm just very excited for the future of our program at Welborn.
You are an outstanding player at Welborn, played quarterback for your dad, and you're on some great teams there at Welborn. And, you know, like a lot of us has-beens, when you get done playing, at some point you can't play anymore. This is a way to kind of stay involved, isn't it? To kind of stay close to the game. And when you spend so many of your formative years competing in sports, sometimes it's a natural transition to go into coaching, especially with the type of influence your dad has been.
It is, and look, every day I still think about playing football. You're always going to miss it, especially having the feeling before a game on Friday nights. And I just love going out there and still being involved and getting to work with my dad. It's just been a big blessing for me and for our family too. I'm just very appreciative that I get to help at Welborn, where I played at, where my dad and my papa all played at in the 60s, and getting to be around my little brother. And he might not like it sometimes, but it's still fun to get to be out there with help the community that you got to play for.
Well, Judd, he's still got some years to grow. I'm not sure he's going to be the little brother much longer. No. Jed, let me talk to you now. Again, Judd's playing career is in the past now. You still got a lot of years ahead of you. Your junior high team, as we mentioned, had a great season this year. You play running back and linebacker. Talk about what it's like to play at Welborn and to be around your brother and your dad in the same football program.
It's real fun. I mean, with my dad coaching me and my brother, it's a lot harder on me than other people. And it's fun them coaching me. My brother, he's always on me at practice. If I mess up kicking or something, he's always telling me what I need to be doing and stuff.
Well, I know you remember watching Judd play, and your dad's too old. You might see some old tape of your dad playing, but just kidding there. But do you feel any pressure, especially as good a high school and college career as your dad had? Judd was a great player at Welborn. Talk about coming along and following in their footsteps at Welborn.
Well, I want to do good at Welborn and just be like them. And they did real good at Welborn, playing in a lot of tradition here, and I just want to follow in their footsteps.
Well, I can tell you're doing a great job right now. I know it's not easy to get up on a Sunday morning and come be on TV when you're this young, so you're doing very well. Judd, let me ask you about your younger brother. How good can he be? I've seen some tape of him. I know he can. He's got a lot of ability. I saw some film of him running the football. What do you think about your little brother?
I tell you what, my dad can tell you this too. We're so proud of Jet. He has just worked so hard and playing tailback, middle linebacker, and he's actually playing the same position that our dad played at Welborn, middle linebacker. And the gift that Jet has is he can hit. He can make plays, and he just really hits very hard. And it's just very enjoyable watching him play because he loves playing this game. I don't believe he don't play just because we play. He plays because he loves playing football. He's very smart on the field. He gets everybody lined up. And again, he loves his teammates. He's a good leader, and he's a very hard worker. And again, he really can hit really hard. And I'm just very proud of him. If he keeps working hard, he's going to be very successful here at Welborn.
Final question for both of you. I played for a man named Bill Burgess who had two sons that I played with, and I always spent a lot of time at their house, and I always found it interesting. As tough as Coach Burgess could coach at practice, when they came home, it was a different story. What's it like for you guys? Because I know how hard your dad can coach, and I know you can, when you come home, is it a different story? How do you make that transition from practice to home? Start with you, Judd.
Oh, it's good. Dad's very relaxed when he's at home because he works so hard, about 12 to 14 hours every day, and he comes home, he just lays down, watches the news, and eat, and he's very relaxed and very fun at home. And
Jet, what about you? You have your dad, you see the way he is at school, and then you come home, and he's dad, right?
He's a lot of fun to hang around with. He tells lots of jokes and stuff like that. He's always messing around with us at home.
All right. Well, guys, thanks a lot for joining us this week. And Judd, best of luck to you as you continue your coaching career. And Jet, we look forward to watching you in the coming years in a Wellborn uniform. All right, we'll be right back. Coach Smith will rejoin us in just a moment as we look ahead to playoff time for the Wellborn Panthers as they get set to take on Lauderdale County. Back in a moment. And back in our remaining moments on Panther Pride. Coach, I know you got to be very proud of having your two sons on the show and just the way they handle themselves. I know you were very proud of Judd's career, what he's trying to do now in his coaching career. And you got another outstanding athlete on the way up. Talk about your two boys.
I've been blessed, very, very blessed, and got a good family. You know, my wife is also a secretary at the school, and my daughter's a cheerleader, and they're not with us today. But you know, God's blessed me a lot. But I've got an outstanding family. I'm working a job that I love. You know, we mentioned Judd and Jet, but you know, all those boys that I've coached all these years and everything, I feel like, you know, I'm a big part of them, and I feel like they're my sons too. And you know, I really want our boys when they leave our program to be better for being with it than not. You know, I got into coaching to make an impact on young men's lives. Now, I want to win. Don't get me wrong on that. I really want to win, but I also want to be better people for being with us than not.
All right, let's take a look at the next opponent for the Wellborn Panthers. Again, Wellborn off this week, but round one of the playoffs, the Wellborn Panthers hit the road for about a 3-hour trip to take on the second seed out of 3A Region 8, Lauderdale County, who is 7-2. They do have a game this week as they will play at Adamsville, Tennessee. So, Coach, lastly on the show this week, what's the scouting report on Lauderdale County? Obviously, they play in a tough region with Madison Academy. What do you know about them? Well,
Madison Academy, Lauderdale County, and Colbert County, all three of those are really, really good teams up there. And, you know, Colbert County is a third seed. That's who Glencoe will play. And of course, Lauderdale County is the second seed who will play. Not a lot of difference between both of them. Lauderdale County is, you know, well coached. Got a lot of good traditions, had some very good years. They had a real tight game last year in the playoffs with Glencoe, where Glencoe just beat them by 3 at Glencoe. So, I mean, we got a tough task ahead of us, but now we're up for it. This is the greatest time of the year to me, is we've got through the regular season, we've qualified for the playoffs. Hey, and, you know, even though we're going to take a long trip, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go up there. We're going to play a good football team, but, you know, we got a good football team too. And we're going to go up there and get after them. And, you know, hopefully we'll come back with a win. And then if we win that game up there, then we'll come back and we'll host the second round at Wellborn. So it's an exciting time right now. There are 32 teams in the state playoffs in 3A, and everybody's record right now is 0-0, and you win, you go on, and you lose, you're done. So, I mean, it's just fun now.
Well, we are done for Panther Pride this season, Coach. We've enjoyed spending this time with you each and every week. And best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
In the playoffs.
Appreciate
Look forward to watching you guys play a
you.
week from Friday. Thanks for joining us this year on Panther Pride as well, and we'll see you again next year.